How's it going, guys? This is Rotor Dave here with another video, and today we're going to be replacing the Serpentine Belt on the 04 Crown Victoria, aka Big Bertha. Now, as you can see here, the Serpentine Belt that's currently on there is starting to crack right around here, and that is no bueno. When you get up here in the higher RPMs, there's a chance it could crack all the way, and next thing you know, you have a catastrophic engine failure. This one here has a little bit of life in it, but it's starting to squeal, and I really just do not trust it. So I'm going to take the time today, and we're going to repair it. And for that, you're only going to need 2 items, guys. 2 items. This is super simple to do. First, you need a 3/8 inch socket wrench. You do not need a socket on it, and you need a new serpentine belt. And it's also very important that before you get started, you make sure that you check your diagram and you make sure you follow the correct one. In this case, we have the 4.6 liter Crown Victoria, so we're going to follow this top diagram here. It is a single overhead cam with 2 valves per cylinder, but the 4-valve configuration is different, and that is for the Mercury Marauder. If you have that, you're going to follow this diagram here. First thing you're going to do is you're going to try and find your belt tensioner. Now on the Crown Vic, it's actually really easy to find, and it's actually pretty high up on the engine, which is nice. You do not need a special tool for it. It's right here at the top. And on this here, you're going to look for a square inlet, which is actually located right here. That is where your 3/8 inch wrench will be going into to be able to release the tension on your belt. Now with your 3/8 inch wrench in, you're going to lift her up so you can get a little bit of a torque on her, and you're going to pull it back, and that is going to reduce the slack on this belt. And after it's released, we're actually going to take our belt off of the alternator here because it's the easiest one to get to, and then you can release it and you'll have enough slack that you can take it the rest of the way off. As you can see, guys, I'm able to do this while holding my phone, and it's a little bit hard to do while holding your phone, but it's actually not too difficult, all things said and done. And with the belt off of the alternator, it is now just able to slip right off of every one of the pulleys from here on down. If you wish to take this bracket off here, this belt guard, you can. It's not necessary, but could come in handy if you really just don't want it to be kind of a hassle later on. But I'm going to leave it on, and I'll get back to you when it's all off. And just like that, we're out with the old one, and we're ready to install the new serpentine belt. And to install it, I like to start from the bottom over here and work my way all the way around, feeding the belt up until it gets to the alternator here, which we're not going to put on until we can get the tension and pull the tensioner back. But we're going to follow this the entire way around up until this point. And with that done, all that's left is to take your ratchet and pull back on that tensioner bar again and put the belt on top of the alternator, and then we're going to start her up and see if she runs and listen to her and make sure there's no abnormal noises. And there she is. She's on there nice and easy. Before we start her, we're just going to make sure that the belt is actually on the pulleys where they need to be, and that we followed the diagram one last time correctly. So we can see it goes from the alternator down and loops around and underneath that pulley down there. And what we're going to see here, there's the alternator. It loops down and underneath the pulley. And we need to make sure that that actually continues to go underneath. And this goes underneath this main pulley here and loops back around and over that pulley there. So we're going to make sure we did that correct. And you can see here it loops back around and over the pulley. Next, we're going to check the tensioner. It loops up above the pulley and goes down onto that. And we're going to make sure that it's in the tracks too. And with the little light that I have, I can see that it is. And from there, you're just going to follow it up, and it goes above that pulley. It's also on the tracks and meets back up with the alternator. And with it all installed, we are going to insert our key into the ignition. We're going to try cranking her over and see if she goes. You see I have a check engine light here. Do not worry, you actually will not have that. That is because my fuel tank is sending a whole bunch of fuel codes to the CPU, and the CPU doesn't quite know how to handle it, so it just sends me a check engine code regarding the fuel gauge being way higher than where it should be. And now the very final step is to inspect the engine while she's running and make sure that you don't have any strange noises, any wobble on your belt, and make sure that all the pulleys seem to be working in proper order. And if everything looks good, which this one does, there's no rocking, no squeaking, nothing, you have done a successful job on your Serpentine Belt. So if you want to know how to work on cars in the future and you want to know how to fix up your Crown Victoria, please give me a subscribe, and I'll be posting weekly videos on maintenance on this vehicle, as well as cleaning videos and engine tear apart videos. So feel free to hit that like button if you like this video. Feel free to dislike it if you disliked it, and let me know what I can improve on. And until then, I'll see you guys next time.